What's up, guys? Going to be making a quick video right now about some news that just got announced today, as well as the mythical Pokemon that are being distributed throughout the entire year as of today. Now, today's February 1st, and as you all know, Pokemon Company are going to be distributing cards at GameStops, and some of these events will be held just online as mystery gifts as well. Today, being February 1st, we're going to be getting Mew, and I believe next month it's going to be Cerebi, and they're pretty much just going until the end of the year, and I think December is Meloetta. So anyway, just make sure you get on top of that. Go to your nearest game or GameStop to get a card for Mew, and it's a pretty cool looking card. It's a card with a scratch off code, so you can't just go onto the Wi-Fi and get the mystery gift. Unfortunately, the servers are currently down for maintenance right now. They've been down like since 4 p.m. and usually they don't go down until 7 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. Which is kind of weird, but make sure you do get your Mew and maybe soft reset it for some good IVs. Now, another really interesting thing is they're going to have some products for the Pokemon for every single month. So you have the plush toy for Mew, and then you have the cards that I believe are releasing on the 24th of this month, but I didn't see any of them at the GameStops, and they're not online or anything like that yet. So I mean, you can get the. I'm probably going to collect most of this, and I unfortunately I didn't get the GameStop late, so I couldn't get a plush. But so I ordered it offline for a bit, like it was like $10 more. I mean, so it wasn't really that much. But a lot of people are probably going to be going out there and scalping, and I got a Pikachu as well, so I'm probably going to be collecting majority of the 20th year anniversary stuff. And the only thing I'm probably not going to get is the 3DS, because I don't see the point in getting another 3DS. And I mean, it looks pretty cool, but I mean, it's just a standard 3DS with faceplates. There's really no point in getting it, and I could just buy the games off of the eShop if I wanted them, and I don't really want them, so I'm sorry. I just can't play competitively. Anyway, there's a bunch of products on here, so I know more importantly, like I just said, make sure you do get your Mew. All right, get your Mew. Anyway, and don't expect to get a new 3DS if you haven't pre-ordered it yet. All right, so we have some really important news right here for anyone that likes the original Generation 1, the Pokemon from Kanto. And back then we didn't have any double battles. There was no such thing as VGC. There was no such thing as a special defense stat. It was just a special stat. And there was only, though, I believe it was like 152 Pokemon, and it was only single battles. And it's really interesting because they're going to have a Kanto Classic that's starting March 4th, I believe. And you have the competition begins on the February 25th, I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty much a competition where you can only use the Kanto original Pokemon, so there's only 152 Pokemon, and it doesn't look like there's too many restrictions right here. It says, wind back the clock with the Kanto Classic online competition. In this latest tournament, you'll be allowed to use only the, okay, so the first 149, so I guess they're, not including Mewtwo, Mew, and, I don't know, whatever the hell the other one would be. But the Pokemon in National Dex, meaning that the only Pokemon you caught in the classic games. So to add to the fun, all the battles will be single battles, so there's not going to be double battles here, and all 6 Pokemon will compete, which is kind of different from Battle Spot, because you can only bring 3 Pokemon into the Battle Spot, but you can bring, you have 6 with you, but you can only bring 3 into the battle. So this is like a big change, which is pretty cool, that you can, bring 6 of the singles. Which is really interesting, and you can't have items, and no items will be allowed, so you can't be using like Mega Charizard, you can't be using Kangaskhan won't be sweeping, and you can't put a Life Orb on Kangaskhan as well, so that's going to be really interesting, and you're probably going to be seeing like a bunch of Dragonites, and a lot of powerful Pokemon. And I didn't look at the regulations just yet, but I don't think you can bring Mewtwo as well. So, there's not going to be too many overpowered Pokemon in this tournament, which is going to be really fun and interesting. And it's see how you fare. How the Pokemon series debuted 20 years ago. So all qualifying participants, which is the interesting part right here, will compete. If they compete in at least 3 matches, will receive a Dragonite, just like the Pokemon League champion Lance had at his side in Pokemon Red and Blue. As with Lance's partner Pokemon, this Pokemon will be at level 62, which is Dragonite. It's going to know Barrier, which you can't get any other way other than getting it from, basically, I would have to say, this event. You play 3 games in this tournament, and you're guaranteed to get this Dragonite, I guess, over like a mystery gift maybe, or is it's just given to you, like it's put into your PC? I don't know. I doubt it's going to be something like that. You're probably going to have to get it from the person in the Poke Center, so that you can have the ability to soft reset, which is really interesting, and that's what they're doing with Mew. I mean, you can bring the card, scratch the number off, put it into your mystery gift, and then you can go to the person in the Pokemon Center so that you can start soft resetting for your perfect Mew. And this is going to be a really interesting one, and you know, all the levels are going to be level 50 again, and the really interesting part is that all the battles we've played on the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire cartridges, you may bring in Pokemon from earlier games via Poke Transporter. All Pokemon above level 50 will be set at a level 50 for the duration of that. So that's really interesting because this is the first tournament that's going to actually allow you to use Poke Transferred Pokemon. You don't need to have the Pentagon on the Pokemon. And if you look right here on Cerebi, we go to the original 100 and that's 151, so I was close. So you know, they're excluding Mewtwo though. If you go to the original 149 Pokemon, say let's go to Charizard, and you go down all the way to its transferred only moves. This allows everyone to have such a huge move pool now, because all of these moves right here are not legal in Battle Spot play right now currently, because you can't get any of these moves on Charizard unless he does not have a Pentagon. And this tournament is going to allow you to have Pokemon that do not have the Pentagon on it. So you can go back into your other games, you can transport the Pokemon over now, you can freely use them in this tournament, and you can have all these moves that you want. So interesting. I want to go with a Kangaskhan right here to see what Kangaskhan can actually do without a Life Orb and his Mega Stone with his transport moves right here. And let's see what transport moves he gets. I mean, he can be taught Drain Punch in here. That was a transfer move when it was only X and Y. Workout average, not really. I mean, Mega Punch is kind of interesting because it's got a base power of 120. I mean, the accuracy kind of sucks, and it is Stab. Yeah, the size was, yeah, wouldn't be using that. And a Dynamic Punch, no point in using that. It's such low accuracy unless you have no guard. So I mean, nothing really interesting right here, but it's going to be really interesting what interesting sets people come up with, because you can use those transferred only moves now. I mean, Cloyster would be pretty interesting to use. But you can't put a Choice Scarf on it, so it'll probably be outsped by majority of the Pokemon that are going to be ran, especially offensive. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Really, I just wanted to come out with this video, remind everyone, get on this, get your Mew. This is going to be all year long. You can only get Mew until the 24th. After that time, you can no longer get Mew. And all these Pokemon will have the Pentagon in-game, which I don't believe has been done this yet. And it's going to be all of the mythical Pokemon. And next month will be Cerebi. And I can't wait to get my hands on Darkrai. I mean, get a Pentagon Darkrai. It's going to be really cool, interesting, and you can get plenty of merchandise. If you plan on getting any of the merchandise, just make sure, like the plushie, you go like day 1 in the morning to GameStop, because this stuff sells out really quick. I asked the person who was working at GameStop, how many did you get in? And she only got 3 plushies, and one dude just came in and bought them all. And I was like, why don't you just limit it to 1 per person? And she was like, yeah, we didn't think about that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you get on that Mew, and then, consider competing in the Kanto Classic. I'm very, very, very excited about that. I'm definitely going to be competing in that, and I can only imagine they're going to be able to get CP from that as well. I know it has nothing to do with VGC itself, but it is an online competition, and you're competing against, tens of thousands of people around the world, so I can only imagine that you'd be able to get some CP from this. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Please take care.